Welcome back to the Fuller Fanatic. It's been a while since my last upload to this channel, and today I will speak on that, while taking a quick look at the Microtech Anax. I can start by saying I prefer a full-size frame lock, and due to the industry turning away from that type of folder, honestly I was bored. At some point, I believe after the buzz of the Evo Rodden, there was an explosion of smaller EDCs, plus a mass amount of button and liner locks. Within the last 3 years, there were only 2 models that piqued my interest: the Null Knives Voodoo and the Production Anax. And I actually hesitated on the Voodoo due to its smaller size and eventually picked up the Anax. Coming in at an overall length of 8.6 inches, the Anax is in the full size range. And although I prefer a 4-inch blade, the Anax isn't far behind, sporting a 3 3/4 inch hand rub satin finish M390 blade. For deployment, the build uses a large milled fuller in addition to a front flipper, but with the heavier detent on this newer version, it's unusable for me. Compared to what was revered as the perfect front flipper and the perfect size at its time of release, which here we have the Mini Tempest, you can see the size difference, both in length and height. Although the Anax has a slim handle when compared to its blade, it definitely fills the hand. And within the same time period, majority of 9-inch folders were massively overbuilt to the point of becoming novelties, i.e. the PMP Alpha Beast, the Riot T1000, and the Migron Omega, or any Max Ace to name a few. And before these were released, I have handled some Praetorian Ties, AD15s, and many other overbuilt models, but I was never really a fan. Overbuilt to me is in the design, and more than just handle and blade thickness. For instance, this Matrix, with its broad blade and fuller, beefy stop pin, massive pivot screws, chunky backspacer, and large bearings with thick steel washers that mount to the stop pin to prevent them from ever rotating. And that's truly overbuilt enough for me. My absolute favorite design is the 9-inch Glimpse by Ty Begg, and the only parts overbuilt on this thing are the internal stop pin and its race, and possibly the Mohawk style backspacer. And some of the characteristics are shared between the two, such as the Begg ball style clips, the crown spines, and full-length fuller that can be used for deploy, and the blades that don't look like anything else out there. Weighing in at 5 ounces, and in that time period of its production debut, the knife community thought the Anax was too huge and heavy for EDC. Many said its tall blade doesn't sit in the slim handle profile, but I personally love its look, both open and closed. The larger blade allows for a better reverse flick and closing action, and when compared to the smaller, thinner blade, such as on the Apex or the Tempest, which isn't bad by any means, it just doesn't have that oomph or thwack on deployment, and surely doesn't have the drop on closing either. All the design features, such as the proprietary hardware, golf ball style dimples along the handle spine and on the clip, the carbon fiber inlay, the swells on the handle, the chunky stop pin, and massive blade all encompass things I love on folders. And of course the companies must adhere to their bread and butter, the consumers. So I believe they fed the masses what they asked for, but unfortunately for me, I wasn't amused by it at all. And things really went south in my eyes when majority of people believed the $10 Ozark trail knife was the ultimate carry. So VV suddenly started popping up in Walmarts, and Harbor Freight was selling a fake cloned Mini Glimpse. The shit was just sad and depressing to me. The whole ounce per blade inch was already a thing, so a lot of people were liking the whole flimsy, floppy bug out type designs. So I imagine the Anax looked like a brick, at least on paper. While I do believe my XM18 is my most overbuilt knife all around, it has a 3.5-inch blade and weighs in at 5.6 ounces with a micarta show size scale. And I can't really remember anyone ever raising an eyebrow at its obesity, let alone a full tie version. But I digress. Enough of me ranting on and on. I just wanted to state my reasons for all the subscribers and supporters asking as to the channel's lack of content and my absence. And with that, please like and share, comment down below with your thoughts, and I'll be back when I come across something interesting in my opinion, whenever that may be. Till then, thanks for watching and stay tough.